Hello and welcome to Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka, and we are both not AI agents, but it's screwing up the world right now.
It definitely is. So we're gonna get to a bevy of topics here. We're gonna go like have a super round table. We're gonna talk about Secret Invasion. We're gonna review and talk and comment about Asteroid City, as well as talk about Walking Dead, Dead City, and of course, but the first thing that's on everyone's mind is the ongoing or the about to happen actors slash writers strike. All right. Now, what's the latest? And for everybody who doesn't know, what's going on? Take it away, Rocco.
All right, so the writers have been on strike for quite some time now. What, going on
13
2 months?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's been a minute.
And so the SAG, the Screen Writers Guild of America, they they have an issue with, of course, pay scale, benefits, contracts, and a big bone of contention has been the percentage amount of AI that would be permissible. Now, also now brought to light is, as ironic as it is, first episode of season 6 of Black Mirror was rights generated by AI of an image and likeness of a character, an actor, a persona, a real life person, not just the role they play. That's come into play here. That's come into play big time. And now, if the Screen Actors didn't get enough support, the Screen Actors have joined the writers in a strike tonight, midnight, if nothing gets resolved. And it sounds like nothing is going to get resolved. It's going to happen. A lot of shows have been put to a grinding halt with production. They've gone to outside the country. They've gone to other writers. You can call them scabs if you want, to keep things going. A lot of talk shows have been canceled because they don't have the writers on board to write for the show. Now that the actors are joining the writers, it is going to be quite interesting to see what's going to transpire and how many projects now will get even further delayed, and entertainment will be coming
you have some significant, I mean significant projects on hold. And I saw several content creators, and that's also a big bone of contention, and it's also a big thing on how. And I hate to put us in the middle, because who the heck are we? I mean, we're just little ants on the totem pole. But content creators, and how do they fall within the scope and the whole framework of this whole deal? And if we talk or comment or discuss about an upcoming film and or movie, series, anything, are we scabs? Are we helping? Or if they say, you know what, this, and let's say I'm not sure who's making Barbie, but they say, you know what, they're dudes, come to the Barbie premiere event, which I don't know if it passed already or whatever, and talk to and promote it on your platform. Do you do it?
Good point. Now, I think personally, we would not be scabs because that was already a done event. That was a done project. If we were to write or act into a feature film or even a minor film, I would say we would be scabs. If you and I decide to do a series of skits tomorrow to fill the void, I'd have to sit on that for a minute and think about, boy, wait a minute, this could be our break. At the same time, we are doing a disservice to the current writers and actors who are on strike for a reason. Yes. Now, one of the things brought up is like the average actor, actress, I think it's $26,000 a year for healthcare, and it's not covered. And we're talking about the majority of actors and actresses and writers who are not making the multi-million-dollar contracts. They're making bare minimum. They're making jobs when they can find them. They're still bartending or working on the side or waitressing in food service, whatever, to make to make ends meet while they're waiting for that big break. That's the majority of people are talking about.
We're not talking about, and this is no knock Tom Cruise and all those guys who are making 20, 25 million a year. It's not them. Okay,
No,
we're talking about the actor you might see in a commercial, or you see him in the background walking around, and and coincidentally, this doesn't necessarily affect independent projects in the same way.
correct,
You know,
because they're not part of the union.
exactly. Now let's give you a couple of big shows that are affected. For example, this is taken from Variety, so all right, talking about House of Dragon is obviously being, is going to already. We were waiting patiently or impatiently. Now, who the heck knows? That was already in some form of production. And season 2, Lord of the Rings of Power, wrapped, so that should be coming out. We're talking about you have various Marvel shows. Matter of fact, Echo, which was gonna get shelved by way of Batgirl, is actually gonna now they're gonna probably show it. Actually, that's been done freaking for months now. Okay,
They might go Batgirl too.
so obviously this also leads into what we're talking about in one of our last podcasts about San Diego Comic-Con, which even if these actors do go, they cannot even they're not gonna discuss about the goings on anything.
Yeah.
They can't promote.
They're going as a regular layperson.
you know so I mean, and maybe you might know the Barbie slash Oppenheimer, which they both come out the same day, which is a damn freaking shame because
They are pissed off at each other.
both movies are gonna probably hit out of the ballpark. Can they promote that?
I don't think so.
I think so. They're going in without promotion. I mean, basically, just
Yeah,
whatever.
unfortunately, I don't see how they could because it's even though it's a done project, they were part of it. Currently, they're on strike.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. Look at this. This is a quote from Variety. Summer movie promotion for blockbusters Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Mission Impossible 7 films that have large-scale, pricey marketing campaigns is now a giant question mark for the studios to answer quickly as scheduled release dates are upon us. Also, the cast of Oppenheimer walked away from a highly anticipated film's premiere in London in the anticipation of the strike being called. So, yeah, there you go.
I mean, there's going to be far-reaching effects. We may not see it immediately, but as the weeks progress, if anybody out there is a fan of any kind of live talk shows, that's over. It's been over, and now it's really over. There's going to be no SNL.
Yeah.
For the fan base that wants.
No award shows, no social media promo, no FYC events, none of that. And in lieu of the Emmy Awards being announced, the nominees are being announced, yesterday, day before yesterday. I mean, I know that's into the a bit into the future, but I mean, shit, it's crazy. So,
I mean, I personally support them because.
Oh, me too, 100%.
Because as both of us been, and no. At one point in our lives, we were actually members of the screenwriters. Just like any union, there's a reason for its existence.
Yeah, I'm union still, so I mean, hey,
there is a reason for the existence, and without getting too political here, anything to screw the middle class and lower class, I'm totally against it because we've been part of it. We're part of it. Who wants to slave like a dog forever with any kind of compensatory rights? Otherwise capitalism will run rampant and take advantage of everything. It's nature. I'm not making a political statement or so forth. So to safeguard ourselves and to secure some basic stuff like insurance, leave, all that stuff. As an employee, as a member of the industry, I don't see why that can't be shared from a multi-trillion-dollar industry.
It's crazy. And on top of that, I mean, as you mentioned before, we're at a tipping point with this AI situation. I mean, say that the studios say, you know what, pardon my language, fuck you guys. We're going on with production of everything. We'll get freaking we'll get, you know, and I hate to say the word, but you know, we'll get scabs. Anyone who wants to be in a film, come on down. We'll CGI and we'll AI everything. We'll have they already have AI scripts, you know. We'll have an AI script. We'll have AI actors, and why not? We already own the heck. I mean, I do believe, you know, I mean, what happened they already own like Bruce Lee's likeness, and you know, have other actors, you know, in perpetuity, which is something that Samuel Jackson was fighting against, and you know, it's crazy.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's a key point you hit on. Like they own the rights to your image and likeness forever.
Yeah.
That's a load of crap. It's just like, what the hell happened to copyright? What the hell happened to, you know, some perpetual income from a little piece that you've done? You don't own the right to that. I hope if anything comes out of it, maybe the independent market grows a little more and says, all right, listen, if you're not going to do it, we're going to make it on our own, and we're going to show that we don't need you, and we can take care of our own. We can take care of our production staff. We can take care of our actors. We can take care of the writers.
What and I hope that happens. I hope that happens, and I hope that's. You know, I mean, the actors they say, you know what, we don't need you guys. We're big enough as is. We can make our own shit, create something new, reestablish Hollywood and content, and bring new fresh ideas and do what we want to do and put it out there. They have the money. They can get the deals from the companies. They can get streaming rights. They can get they can do all that.
I bet you AI is going to start doing ESPN because they just axed a whole bunch of anchors.
Bro, and you know, not to go off on a tangent on that, but then how you justify freaking paying, and you know, I apologize if I get the numbers wrong. You pay McAfee what 90 million for a show, and yet you fire freaking people who've been there for decades.
Mainstays, iconic figures.
I like McAfee, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, not that $90 million much.
But
it is crazy. It is crazy. Okay, so that's what's happening now, and that's happening midnight of this. I hope this, you know, we will try to air this as soon as possible. So
in a couple sentences, what do you think is going to happen, and what do you think is going to be in the near future for, you know?
I think as soon as the pocket starts getting hit hard, then things will move. I just don't think that's going to be very soon. Like it won't be tomorrow. It won't be in next week. I think it's going to take some time to. It's like each one is going to starve each other out.
I agree. I think Hollywood, they probably think the studios have enough content, enough movies in the can, shows in the can, stuff that probably they've had for years. They weren't gonna put out there. They'll put out there. You know what? We have enough stuff right now, so deal with it. And
you know what
they might do? They might just go. I mean, I don't know how this works exactly, but they might freaking say, you know what? We'll just have a bunch of reality TV and screw you guys.
I was going to say that. I think what could happen, most likely will happen once things get really, really thin and it gets real. The big name actors with other actors might get together and start doing their own movies on stream.
Yes, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, and kind of thumb their and watch them. They will top, if they do top views from movie theaters that nobody will be going to, then you might see something happen.
Exactly. And then they'll make a multi-billion-dollar deal, and then we'll be back. And then maybe
what really needs to happen is
House of the Dragon.
What really needs to happen is for the industry to come up to the basic employee needs, and then to have some royalties embedded. The AI stuff, I don't know how much leverage you're going to get because it's real, it's here, it's only going to be a bigger part of
they can't stop it. It's a matter of they're going to have to accept and get a piece of the pie, and hopefully it's enough. And like we mentioned, I think a legitimate option is to branch off and break out on their own and do
I think that needs to happen.
All right, moving on from there, let us know what you guys think about that. And obviously, I know there's much bigger things in the world, but I mean, for news and as far as Hollywood, which we're, you know.
It's Geekdom 101 here, baby.
So that being said, we're getting into something that has been out 4 episodes in so far, Secret Invasion. And does this mean there's superhero fatigue, Marvel fatigue? It's been, I mean, it's mixed reviews so far. Early reviews were good from critics, but fans weren't feeling it up until this last episode, which had a big spoiler or a big, moment. Maybe I don't know if you guys really think about it. So we're not gonna go through every episode. We're just gonna go through the big points, spoilers. So beware. Go ahead, Raka.
I mean, so obviously Nick Fury has been not himself since the blip and has been AWOL or not AWOL, detached from Earth,
Yeah,
detached from friends and family. I am not spoiling anything by telling you this is the invasion of an alien race of shapeshifters, and there's a big plot. The scroll, and it's a big plot to overthrow Earth, take Earth as their new homeland, not as a refugee, but as their home. I don't know what their plans are for humans. Probably eradication completely, total extinction, or enslavement, or some form of subjugation.
Yeah. There's a faction, a quote unquote evil rebellious faction of Skrulls who want to, as Raka mentioned,
the majority of which actually at this point
who want to take over Earth for their own, since they have the home world anymore. And Talos, being I guess he was the general or one of the leaders of the Skrulls, who he's been working with Fury since Captain Marvel, and his daughter, played by Emilia Clarke, named Gaia. She is somewhat of a double agent. Again, this is spoilers, so I mean, I'm not. Now,
well, the big thing is that they're already stronger than humans baseline.
Yes,
they can always shapeshift again, but now they've taken another level because they know that should they launch their full outright war, the Avengers and other superheroes will come pouring in to save Earth. So their chess move to counter that is to make themselves super empowered. All the super. I mean, from a genetic level, I don't know. The science behind it, but this is science fiction. This is fantasy. So they're making themselves superheroes for their own right, their own.
This is taken from, if you guys who are comic book fans, and if you don't look it up, because it's pretty cool. I don't remember his name, like his real name, but the famous Super Skrull had the powers of the Fantastic Four. He could stretch him with the Fantastic. He had the nuclear,
the armor of the Thing. He had the invisibility. He had the torch. He had
incredible badass. So
it's building. But 4 episodes deep, I have to say, it has a very soap opera tone.
Yes.
And they kind of run in circles every episode with the same kind of spy games and undermining who, and to the point that with all this superpower, espionage, and tech they have, they look like all bumbling idiots.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, yeah, agreed. But what gets me is it's kind of the same issue I had with Eternals. Don't you think that if I don't know how many people died in the Russia attack where spoiler, Maria Hill gets killed, which by the way, that was a terrible service to that character, has been around for freaking forever.
Unceremoniously.
It was like she was dispatched, like, really? But that's besides the point. I'm hoping that she was scrolling and it still comes back later on, even though that's a total comic book thing to do. But we'll get to that later. It reeks of not having a budget. It reeks of, the superheroes don't know. They even mentioned about the Avengers. Oh, we don't want them involved. So one man and one Skrull are going to stop thousands.
A million.
Yeah. of yeah, exactly. I mean, almost a million scrolls from taking over there. Come on, man.
This
Come on.
is why the
Come on.
plot is so paper thin with a lot of holes. And you know what really sucks? Because there are already 4 episodes there. Nothing spectacular comes out of it. Hell, She-Hulk was better than this.
We
It
have
feels
two more left. That's it. I think it's six.
yeah, 2 more left. It feels like the entire series has been the mode is for a setup. It's not like one whole self discovery. Even Miss Marvel was about herself. She Hulk was about herself. This feels like everything in this entire 6 episodes will be a setup for something else, which you don't need 6 episodes to do that, and you've wasted my time.
Exactly. Just make a movie, and even then, a movie. I'm not even sure if I want to watch a movie. I mean, it's like it's there, and you're watching it, and about the
Four
best
episodes
so
in,
far.
and we still don't know Fury's thing.
I mean, come on. I mean, and then you're telling me that War Machine, James
Yeah.
Rhodes is a scroll. Okay, that was cute. All right, fine. I mean, now we can like if I used to say, we can go back and try to find when he became a scroll. Okay. I mean, which I personally think probably when he died, and in Civil War, we got
When he got new legs. I mean,
yeah.
no, but he could very well be alive, but in the nuclear power plant being sucked
Oh
out.
no, he 100% he is alive. I mean, he might not
Yeah,
even
well,
know
again,
like
how
he might not
in
even
some
know that Tony Stark is dead. He might not know and might not know any of that, the blip or any of it, any of that stuff.
well, the whole thing is they're so ultra secretive about Nick Fury's persona, his mindset, and everything else that we're also in the dark.
Yeah.
And at some point, what episode 5 or 6, we'll get enlightenment into his grand scheme and how things are playing out. I'm not that interested. In fact, I'm bored.
I'm telling you, I mean, and if you have Super Scrolls, you already have Gravik, who's the main antagonist, who he has the powers of Groot.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, how is Nick Fury going to defeat this guy?
Yeah, Nick Fury, who has no superpowers.
Who already they make him like he's ancient, and he's probably even dying or whatever. I mean, that's just speculation. I'm not even know. I'm not even saying that, but I don't know, man. I mean,
they're super scrolls. They have technology. They're going to start a world war. They impersonate everybody else. You can't kill Nick Fury. You had him in your sights like 5 times.
bro, that scene, the shootout infuriated me. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Walking Dead when you could hit a zombie from a mile away, and then they couldn't kill Negan from freaking from 10 feet.
I thought you were going to say John Wick. Pick one where a fury of bullets from trained assassins can't hit one man.
Yeah, but at least John Wick has gotten his ass kicked in every movie. I mean,
No, granted. So by and large, I think we would give a
yeah,
thumbs down.
thumbs down. I mean, of course, I'm a fan. I'm watching it. I mean, I'll be there.
Oh no, same here.
But I mean, I'm watching it in protest.
No,
I mean,
and again, that's why I give it even
not,
a lower grade
it's not
because it's the
must
point.
exactly. It's not must watch TV. It's okay. I'll watch it when I get to it.
No, please, maybe in a few hours after it's over, go watch Mana recaps and you get everything you want in about 5 minutes.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of useless and meandering series, we have The Walking Dead: Dead City, which is a direct spin-off of the original Walking Dead, now starring Maggie, Lauren Cohan, and Negan, Jeffrey D. Morgan. Okay. Now somehow Herschel, again, spoilers because
Herschel Jr.
yes, I mean, wait, should we give spoilers or should we say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, let's apologize to the 5 people that religiously watch it because they're fans. Now we can spoil.
Okay. Yeah, somehow Herschel gets kidnapped by the Croat who we came out of nowhere and who used to work for Negan, but Negan shot him in the ear and he ran away. He left him alive, but he was like Negan's personal
Interrogator.
interrogator, and he interrogated some little girl, and then Negan felt bad about it and shot him in the ear because he went too crazy, and then he escaped. And now all of a sudden, the what was it, New Republic or the New Babylon? New Babylon, I guess, is based somewhere in New York, and it's like the center of the Walking Dead universe, I guess. And they have marshals who are hunting down Negan for the war crimes he committed in the past.
And something more recent that he's done, like he killed 5 people or something. So it's insanely ridiculous and unbelievable. If the whole Walking Dead series has been venturing that way, this is at the polar end of give me an effing break. Now, I'm sure the hook for you and I, part of the hook was it's supposed to take place in Manhattan. Both you and I are lifelong New Yorkers. We represent New York. We are part of New York. We want to see, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And they say it was filmed in Jersey. Where in Jersey?
The abandoned strip mall in Route One near Paramus.
You know what it reminded me of, and I hate to bring this example up because it seems like I'm insulting one of my favorite films of all time, but pay attention. In that movie, the sets were made out of cardboard and spray painted. Okay.
Don't say Escape.
Escape from New York.
It
reminded me of Escape from New York. In the I mean that's a classic. I don't give a shit. But I mean, like that, that's how it reminded me of it. It was
don't step too hard because the walls will come down.
It's a CGI extravaganza, and not even in a good way.
Listen, okay.
The best thing
is Negan.
Thank you. When he goes full Negan, never go full Negan. When he goes full Negan, then yes, I mean, knock knock. Not that was the best part.
I hope this was in reaction to the castrizing of Negan towards the end of The Walking Dead, where not was he a shell of himself. He was the most pathetic piece of dirt that should have been killed, and maybe it was rightful penance to have him live his life as like a farmer.
I mean,
have him come back in his full glory.
A couple moments, when he took Alpha, he took out Alpha, and.
Well, but okay, in the Walking Dead universe, Negan being Negan is the only way Negan can be.
Agreed.
Now, yes, he's found this girl that means something to him. Maybe his child, maybe all the regrets in life is for him his mission to keep this girl alive. Again, I don't know how that jives, but it doesn't. But
no,
he can only accomplish what needs to be done to get Herschel back by being Negan. There are moments he's no longer Negan, and that's a spoiler from episode 4, where, you know what I'm talking about, when it's the trade-off deal for the officer, the marshal. If it's old Negan, he would just watch him go down and go, no, I'm not here for him. Yeah. So you got no leverage. Right there, he also showed his cards, his weakness. Again, I find the Croat, I find him to be, yes, menacing, terrifying, but I'm not as scared of him as I am as a Negan.
But he's a one-note cackling villain. It's not him. There's no depth to that character.
He's wholly inconsistent.
Hmm.
Because on one end, he discovers methane as a gas. He could do these things. He takes people and tries to interrogate them for news, whatever. But he doesn't go full out evil. Keeps Herschel alive. Keeps the other person interrogated. I mean,
yeah,
his madness, but he doesn't strike fear in me like Negan did.
Because Negan, I mean, and what's crazy is supposedly the Croat is supposed to have gone to lengths that Negan has never gone. At least according to Negan.
Well, here's the other thing that confounds me. It's not consistent. What's Negan's strength in the New World when they first met him?
What do you mean?
For everything that he was, you can judge the morality level on your own.
Yeah.
He was a leader.
Yes.
He was the leader.
Yeah.
He inspired loyalty beyond loyalty. He gave up your kids for him. Crazy, charismatic loyalty. Croat is just pure fear. Which in this new world, in this new Manhattan, yeah, he could provide methane and gases and this is whatever. He rules by pure fear, which he could be taken down and replaced easily. You didn't want to do that. If you remember close to the end in Negan, not close to the end, close to the end of his empire, his loyal subjects were going to lay down their lives and die for him.
Right. That's what made it so.
I don't see that with the Croat. So it's kind of like he's got all these people like it just doesn't jive that he has this kingdom and as strong as he is.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm still wondering what's the point.
Well, let's get to the big issue that I'm sure both of us have.
Maggie is annoying, and I get it. I mean, but it comes to a point, and I know it's a show, and if you think about it in real life, I mean, but either you're going to not forgive Negan, but you're going to either accept it and that's it, or you're gonna slice his throat. I mean, you can't go back and forth with the whole. I mean,
let's talk about continuity. Maggie's journey, evolution of herself, for what she'd been through, from farmer girl to joining on the run to Glenn to the kid to Hilltop to everything,
to being a leader herself. Yeah.
A strong, smart leader. She looks pathetic.
Yeah.
She, just because they take your son, she should be more hardened. And I'm not saying disregard his son. No, absolutely. But hardened and determined. The only scene you got from that was the very beginning opening scene when she crushes that walker on the shore, overlooking the harbor of New York. Beyond that, she looks so completely off her game, very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And like you said, I'm not rooting for her somewhat. She's annoying.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I feel like screaming, get over it. Which is the wrong. It's the wrong feeling. I shouldn't be feeling that. You know what I mean? But she's not given anything to, and don't get me wrong, the performances are fine, and
no, it's the storyline.
Even the direction's okay. I mean, some of the ideas, the methane, which obviously answers the idea of how the fuck there's still gas in this world. I mean, that's like the one good thing that came out of this, at least. But look, watch if you're a completionist, and
you know what? Skip to the scenes of Negan just to enjoy yourself. But beyond that, and spoiler, the absolute worst non-zombie kill is when Negan takes down the big guy.
Oh, yeah, come on.
That was almost pure comical.
Yeah,
I mean, and I'll spoil it for you because this is. Please watch.
Do it.
As pathetic as it is. You take a cheese grater to the guy's forehead. He trips and falls and hits the back of his neck onto a valve on the floor or something. That's how the big man dies. Are you effing kidding me? He has survived through the whole pandemic. He has survived the Croat. He has survived.
He's taken up by a cheese grater.
And this is how he bites the dust. I mean, if you didn't lose me, you lost me there.
I mean, it almost seems like like, hey kid, you wanna be showrunner for a new show? Come on down.
And you know what? Why even have all these weapons? Just keep a bag of banana peels. Everybody will slip on it and
die. And if you do have the mispleasure or the displeasure of watching the sneak preview of Daryl Dixon.
Oh, good God.
Are we to believe that he floated all the way to fucking France? Is that what we're supposed to believe?
No, he took 16 tires and floated them on his Harley. He made a motorboat, and he paddled his way the rest of the way on Normandy.
Oh man, it's almost like I hate to say that. I mean, almost probably worse than.
No,
So,
here, I'm sorry that there's a
yeah,
writer's strike, but here's my pitch. I'm pitching it right now, and this is free. I'm sorry I'm going to put some writers out of business. Why not pair up with Fast and Furious? Take a ship from Cape Canaveral, take it to the moon, drop off all the zombies there.
you know why? Because it's all about familia. All right.
Yes, and Vin Diesel will be waiting. He'll be manning the boat.
And I mean, look,
Brought
it
to you
will
by
take the first couple episodes, but through episode 4, I mean, it's thumbs down for me.
it's
I
thumbs
mean,
down. If we can put all the fingers down, I mean,
yeah, the thumbs down, maybe a 4.
please, good writers come back. Good writers come back.
It's just,
Showrunners that suck, get out. You should be on the street.
this is a perfect example when they say that AI could do better. Possibly, sorry to say.
I in this case probably.
All right, and now from one miserable piece of shit to another miserable piece of shit. Now we have the latest by Wes Anderson, Asteroid City.
All right, we saved the best for last as we are like fly
Right.
hopping.
Now, just for shits and giggles, let me read to you, if you guys don't know, the cast of this movie. Okay. All right. Now, to show you, I mean, officially, according to IMDb, it's 158 people. Okay. But yeah,
Didn't feel that way.
you have the likes of Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Jason Schwartzman, Jake Ryan, Scarlett Johansson, Maya Hawke, Rupert Friend, Jeffrey Wright, Hope Davis, Liev Schreiber, Tom Hanks. We can go on, and Matt Dillon. I mean, I'm not reading everybody, but I mean, and a cast of, as I said, 158. So, oh, Adrian Brody. We can go on, and there's
And one
Carell.
alien.
I mean, Steve Carell. Go on and on. It's a crap ton of people, A-list actors. I mean, so all right. It's directed by Wes Anderson, written by Wes Anderson, and based off a story from Roman Coppola. Okay, now it's, well, how would you describe it? The story. What? It's a
It's a
movie, a play within a movie.
wrapped in a play, wrapped in the Twilight Zone, in somebody's nightmare after they spit up and upchuck last night's bender, and then going to Taco Bell and getting the family value meal 4, 5, and 6.
No Baja Blast.
Ah, no, they have the ecto cooler. I think that Slurpee shit. That
Yeah, I mean, you have a, oh god. So you have a writer, played by Edward Norton, and then you have a host. Then you have Bryan Cranston, who's the host, and he's telling the story of how the writer created this script, and then while that's happening, the movie is being played while they break the fourth wall, and then they show how, yeah, it's
they break every wall to the point that they add too much confusion to me of not separating out play from movie, from somebody's mind, from the audience. So the whole thing is
they try to be way too cute with it, and way too
artsy,
metaphysical about it, and way too artsy. They do. It's like, all right, we know it's a film, just give us something. So it's set in this town called Asteroid City, in which a meteorite hit there, and for some reason people flocked over there. It's set in the 50s, and
where nuclear is done.
Exactly.
Now, the whole premise is because of this. I can't say it's folklore. I mean, to me, it's documented. When there was huge amount of nuclear testing post World War II, it was accompanied by a ridiculous uptick in unidentified flying object sightings.
Right.
So that's the backdrop of whatever storyline you want. The play, the backdrop, the fictional, the audience, whatever you want to call it. That is the backdrop. This family is there. It happens to be coincidental with the same, like a young brainiacs convention. And in that whole, these young kids presentation awards and they're getting together. Spoiler, whoever's not watching it, UFO comes down.
Oh God. Yeah.
And what I find, it was probably the funniest scene of the whole movie. It's though there's a comedy, I didn't laugh that much at all.
No, I mean,
Not
no,
even
I don't.
he
Did,
grabs the asteroid, looks around like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm stealing this, and he flies away. It's
yeah, in the most awful. I mean, I'm hoping done on purpose. CGI imaginable. The alien comes out. Excuse me.
Takes, CGI. I think it's cardboard boxes. The whole damn thing. There's not even a green light in this whole thing. Not a green screen. Nothing.
Takes the meteorite and then just leaves. Okay. Then you have the family dealing with the death of the mother, and Tom Hanks, who's the grandfather, doesn't like the guy, and then the guy named Augie, he's also an actor who he did something to get the job. And
don't you find that every line
is a famous actress who has issues, and I mean,
every line was overkill in subtext.
Yeah.
To the point that I don't want to think that hard through every line. Part of me really wants to sit back and enjoy some wow factor. I got none of that.
I mean, I think it was a bit. It was too much. It was a bit. It was like you mentioned. Sometimes you just want to watch a movie and just like the movie for the movie. It doesn't have to. I don't.
If you're watching this video and if you're listening, I am cringing my eyebrows together right now, and I got a spasm because I did that through the whole movie. The whole damn movie, I was doing this. Like, what the F am I watching? I'm trying to process everything that's happening. And I've grown more and more upset through the whole movie that I have to do this. And actually, it's pointless. It was not satisfying, rewarding, enjoyable, nothing. And here's the kicker. What the hell do you make out of the ending?
If you ask me, I mean, and it could be wrong. I mean, but the way I took it, or I choose to take it, is that which if I take it this way, I'm like, okay, fine. I can, kind of basically the truth is out there, and like don't believe, like.
Oh, so that's what you get from the line. You can't wake up if you never go to sleep.
Yes.
I get it. I agree.
And I'm hoping that I'm taking that positive thing that okay, that's the point. I might be completely off base, but
yes, I also think that is completely underwhelming because the whole point of the movie was to reveal something spectacular like that. Because you had the whole government with the general, who's actually well played by.
If you're right, no, look, if there's two good things about the film, it's well acted.
Yes.
And the set design was awesome. It actually looked it was really cool.
It very much achieved its goal.
Yes.
But the movie, I mean, a complete and utter mess.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think the minute an hour and 46 minutes. It felt like 3 hours. It took me like 5 hours to watch the movie at home.
I was exhausted. I was exhausted.
It was. I kept pausing it and running around doing the other stuff, freaking eating a sandwich, playing Madden, just there's like a million things that I did in between the movie. It was a chore to watch. I'm sorry.
I was about to finish my crocheting.
Yes, and you should see some of Rocco's crocheting. It's quite fancy.
Oh my God! As soon as you get the website up, you can see and just get the membership and your email,
They're,
and then
they're dudes at Etsy.
yeah, remember to give it the promo discount of Rocka Rocks, and you got it.
So I mean, there's not much more to say about it.
Shall
Other
we?
yes, yes, just for shits and giggles, two thumbs down. And I mean,
And it had so much hype.
it
They
did.
hyped this
And
movie
dude,
ridiculous.
I'll be honest, it actually made me question my I guess movie watching, whatever the heck you want to call it. I mean, I'm not a critic. We're not critics. We like
Yes, we are.
I mean, okay.
Yes, we are. Damn it!
You know what I'm trying to say. We're not freaking
It's
Cisco
been a long night.
in the sense that I'm not gonna sit there and try to analyze everything. You like or you dislike a movie, and
We
that's
we give years and years of dedicated eye test
exactly.
to what we see, what we like, and I think we have a very good pulse of the people that we would tell most of the people who are of similar like minds. Go watch SpongeBob.
Dude, go watch Fast X. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Dude, that was infinitely with all of its insanity was infinitely more enjoyable, made infinitely more sense, and yeah, yeah,
again,
a much better time.
again, so disappointing. It gets even a worse score because of the ensemble cast you had mentioned before. All right, so unfortunately, everybody, to sum up, we have
I mean, if you guys want to hear it, I gave it a 5 in my quick review. I mean,
yeah, 5 is fine because it has pluses and minuses, but by and large, it's below.
it feels a lot worse, to be honest.
Underwhelms. It does. It feels like a 2, but um, unfortunately, those are 3 bad reviews that we have. That's the current state of viewing pleasure right now, or displeasure, how you look at it. It might be getting worse because of the dual strike now set in a few hours. And yeah, thanks again for listening, like, subscribing. If you get more bored by the lack of volume pumped out there from Hollywood, we're going to try to fill that void because that's what we do. We are the dead air.
Dudes.
I'm going to save the way.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought, especially about Asteroid City and about the stuff with the strike. So, I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka. Save the whales. Go Strikers.
Take care, everybody.